Здравейте, банда, и добре дошли на поредния епизод. Така. Добре, значи тя има гугълице. Добре, тук този е доста истинно. Имаме скалпел.
She's out.
Кабел. Много здрав. Добре. Заключен терминал. Какво? Има видео на това, което е станал Бакстър. Доктор Бакстър. Бакстър Майнджак.
Excuse me?
Hello there.
Who are you?
Allow me to introduce myself, my dear. My name is Dr. Baxter. I operate the cataloging station.
Baxter? Dr. Adam Baxter?
I believe so, yes.
Excuse me if this sounds a little rude, but aren't you dead?
How do you mean?
Well, yesterday I was probing your well-preserved remains at a crime scene.
Oh, yes. You're quite right. I was killed, wasn't I? It's strange because I could have sworn I was the one doing it.
Not the blonde man? The mindjacker?
It was definitely him, no doubt about it. One can't exactly commit suicide with a hammer, can they? I'm aware that I was murdered, but I have a surprisingly vivid memory of it.
You remember being murdered?
Not precisely. It's as though it were an out-of-body experience. I have memory of watching the hammer striking from above.
Там им се смесват мислите и спомените.
So bloody. It's all very peculiar, isn't it?
And you see no difficulty between being dead and talking to me.
That is most odd.
Do you know a Dr. Regis?
I know two, in fact. Charles and Viksha. I killed Viksha, didn't I?
So I've heard.
It's very peculiar. I remember that I did it, but I can't recall the deed, nor my feelings on the matter.
You feel nothing?
I know I ought to. An act such as that would be emotionally weighty, but all that remains is an absence. Do give my regards to Charles if you see him, though.
Интересно.
Can you remember who killed you?
It was the blonde gentleman, wasn't it? Though I can recall it in the first person, I'm certain it was him.
How so?
He was my only company in the room, and I do not recognize him. I also realize how absurd the idea of my having committed this murder would be.
Do you know why he murdered you?
At first, I don't believe it was to have been a murder. This gentleman had larceny in mind. I recall his feeling so.
Mindjacking. He was stealing the contents of your neural wiring, your brain.
Quite so. I was, after all, a leader in my field in the day. And while my memory was doubtless useful to him, he found something unexpected. A well of motivation, suppressed by years of therapy and technological intervention.
Your anger against Regis.
He took my mind. No doubt he acquired that as well.
How do you feel about Dr. Regis? Charles Regis?
I feel nothing particularly. I regret his decision to remove the embryos from the program, but...
Nothing else? No anger? No revenge?
None at all.
Maybe it's the influence of the neural governor on your behavior.
By no means. The weight of that cruel apparatus has been lifted.
I guess because you're no longer attached to it.
And yet, I feel nothing that would warrant it.
Thanks for the help.
You are most welcome, my dear.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Why would anyone want to keep that part of your mind? What use would someone have for your desire for revenge?
Perhaps it isn't a matter of his need as the desire's need. Though suppressed by the governor, my thoughts on the matter were all-consuming. Now they have found a conduit through which they may act.
The mindjacker isn't in as much control as he'd like to think then. This might sound like a really stupid question, but what's death like?
I can see why this would be a useful matter for scientific curiosity. In my case, I'm afraid it's probably not representative. After all, can I really be said to be dead when my memory, my consciousness lives on?
I suppose all you could remember would be the physical destruction of yourself.
And that, most assuredly, was a great discomfort.
Добре.
Thanks for the...
You are.
Я. Окей, ще му помниш лицето винаги. Окей, за човек, който тук ще смаже главата на друг с чук, той изглежда изключително спокоен. Ага, просто следващата стъпка в по-голям план. Окей. Ага, тук вече като го е майнджакнал и затова просто стои на стола, те си отпуснат. Изглежда много по-завършен от предния път, като си го видял, защото все пак главата му е там. Те нищо не могат.
How did I... I'm not...
Yeah. Yeah?
Wetware's not going to connect. Wetware's not... Wetware... Can I get an update?
Добре, я.
Hey, Regis.
Yes, Doc.
Dr. Baxter says hi. He seems a lot friendlier than I expected.
What?
Oh, don't panic. It appears he remembers his own ripping and death. Looks like we can be sure he was the mindjacker's latest victim. A significant part of his mind state's been offloaded into this system.
But why did you see him? Why is he in there?
They've been ripping minds and reprogramming the data through a memory module. I guess Baxter's the latest and still has the most independent agency. Doesn't sound like he harbors any ill will towards you, though.
Maybe the neural governor? He wouldn't be able to get angry.
Well, he's dead. There's no governor. I think that this ghost of his in the machine doesn't include that part of him.
You mean this mindjacker's kept it?
Or just can't get rid of it.
Да.
I'll check in later.
Добре, тук.
Locked. That's not... I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
That's one of the power junctions pulled. That's another done. How many of these things are...
General alarm. Starboard control services compromised.
Добре, нещо на десния борт. Аха. Айде де. Галатия, така. Receive subject, the turret. Не разбираш. Цепелина използва незапалим газ, за да се вдигне. А не запалим. Тези двете са... това са две различни неща. Нали? Оръдието или каквото да е друго няма да направи експлозия, ако стреляте към цепелина. Не дей да си идиот. Добре. Аха, погребение. Уважаеми колеги, кремацията за Итан Дръмър. Обаче skilled in action. Кремацията ще бъде направена след края на операцията. Добре. About 3. The A stat. Да. Да, този цепелин е летящ буклук, но е по-безопасно място от последната ми работа. Оправяш каквото трябва. Контролира елероните. Не, контролна за елероните е вързан към през 5 връзки. Добре. Окей, това го видяхме. Това и го махнахме. Махнахме го. Така, господин Кич добре, някой не си е декларирал паричките. И attachments обаче няма. Интересно. Кич. И сега. Тези ги направихме тук, някъде друга няма. Алкохол, я.
I wonder what this was for. A box of 16mm depleted uranium armor-piercing ammunition, arranged on belts. They'd make a pretty serious mess out of anything, if Regis would let me carry anything big enough to fire them, that is.
Добре, амуниция.
Hey, this one's empty.
Мога ли да го махна?
Oops.
О, енджин! Хвърляй!
I am not.
И сега. Какво ще трябва да направим? Чай малко на тия да им звънна.
Can I get an update?
No news here. What about you?
They've been unpacking crates in here. Looks like some kind of weapon system. And a whole lot of ammo.
A great sign for our chances, then.
Cobalt 3, this is actual. Do you, copy? Over.
Cobalt 3 standing by.
Cobalt 3, what?
UAV is deployed, awaiting for...
Copy that. Stand by for...
Copy that, action.
Добре, де. Кобалт 3.
I don't need to...
Това
That's
мога да
not
го
the-
закача. Нещо мога ли ние да я... Ма не, тя каза, че... Тия тръби нещо мога ли да ги правя? А мога ли да погледна сега с очилата? Пайп? Каквото е?
It's dangerous out there. That should be safer.
Давай. Добре. Аха. Сега трябва да го махнем от тук, нали? Сейф като направим, той ще наоби.
Whoa! That guard by the window almost saw me. I've got to get rid of him.
Как get rid of him?
Can I get an update?
Nothing.
Чакай.
Look, we need to find another way to the up.
Fine. Just
Чакай.
Cobalt 3, this is actual. Do you, copy? Over.
Cobalt 3 standing by.
Cobalt 3, hostile sighted to port side.
Copy that. Moving into position.
Айде, изчезвай.
Verify identity. Voice print required. Cobalt 1-8 Sigma. Voice print confirmed. Please exit targeting zone.
What?
Target acquired.
Какво?
Target lost.
That was close.
Какво?
I've already broken it.
Аде.
Cobalt 3, this is actual. Do you, copy? Over.
Cobalt 3 standing by.
Cobalt 3, what is your status?
Perimeter secure. No sign of hostiles.
Copy that. Stand by for updates, Cobalt 3.
Copy that, actual.
Който?
I'm not going. Hey, what happened? Oh, right, helium.
Target acquired. Target lost.
That was close.
Verify identity.
I.
Password incorrect.
I'm afraid not.
Не.
I.
Password.
Incorrect.
Wetware's. I can't inject. I can't.
I'm not going. Hey, what? Oh, right, helium. I'm not going. Oh.
Can I get an up?
I think I've managed to bring the girl's delta wave activity down. How about you?
I made it to the upper deck.
Excellent. What can you see?
Armed guard and a UADS auto turret.
Be careful. Those things only take orders from the exact voices they recognize.
Добре, бе.
Cobalt 3, do you...
Cobalt 3 standing by.
Cobalt 3, hostile sighted to starboard side.
Copy that. Already in position for intercept.
Yeah.
Cobalt 3, do you...
Cobalt 3.
Cobalt 3, hostile sighted to port side.
Copy that. Moving into position. Verify identity. Voice print required.
Cobalt 1, hey, what happened?
Voice print not identified.
No, wait, it's Cobalt 1, 8 Sigma.
Voice print not identified. Terminating security threat.
Wait, stop.
Warning. Ammunition depleted.
Браво, бе.
Yep, they keep helium in here as well.
Target acquired. Warning. Ammunition depleted. Entering power save mode.
Hello?
User IFF not found. Consider hostile.
How do you feel?
Power systems nominal. Primary mission heuristics active. Ammunition depleted.
Hungry then. What's your primary mission?
Objective neutralize intruders.
Blast that door.
Error unauthorized user.
Oh, so you won't take my orders. I suppose you were just trying to kill me a minute ago.
Yeah.
Wetware's not going to connect with that.
Какво? Как така?
Locked.
Добре, да се вземе хача. Чакай, не. Я? Я? Turret. Чакай.
Everything that was her is now in my pockets.
Айде. Няма сега. Персоналите. Сейф. Мемори. Мейт. За да пробием вратата.
Hello?
Hi there.
How do you feel?
I'm just dandy, thanks. Except I'm all out of ammo.
Sorry about that. I'll see what I can do. What's your primary mission?
You asking me to come help on your case, Dr. Max?
Blast that door.
Sorry, I'm all out of bullets.
Here you go. Hello?
Hi there.
Blast that door.
Ето така се отваря врата.
Stop! Just stop shooting at us. You'll blow the whole damned aerostat up.
I'm about to come in. Place your hands above your heads and remain where you are. Regis, I've got the suspects holed up. What's your status?
Good job, Lau. I've been doing some digging in here. Apparently, their intended destination is Fulcrum Tower.
The tower? In an aerostat? Why?
Let me send you the files.
Просто сега ще го застреля, нали?
Freeze!
You're awake. How do you feel?
Get nuked. You're the one who tried to kill me in the first place.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw the data feed from 14E. You were there. You planted the bomb.
What?
And you keep showing up. At cell, here, you're following me. I need to get out of here. Get out of my way. I'll shoot.
No, you won't. I can see it in your eyes, and the way you're holding that weapon. You don't want to shoot. You're a good person.
You don't know me.
Deep down, you know I just want to help you, and you want that help too.
You're not going to shoot me. That's how I...
Regis, you still there? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Anyone comes through that door, Chantel, you make them regret that decision.
Got it.
Regis! You just shot a cell agent trying to help you!
He tried to kill me.
Hang on, Regis. Wait a minute. I know you. You're the girl who was with Dr. Vargas. Galatea, right?
Gala what?
You alright?
I'll be fine. Apparently it wasn't as empty as I thought. The counter must have had a charging plate.
More to the point, how did she shoot you with your own signature weapon?
I'm not sure.
Hold still. Just need to scan you.
Aqui. Quem diz, calma aí, cara.
Regis? Why does this girl have half of your genome?
What?
This girl who yesterday was introduced as Dr. Vargas's daughter.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Vargas doesn't have a daughter. Oh my god. My god, he couldn't have.
What? What is it?
That son of a bitch. I know who you are, and I'm so sorry.
É que é puzzle.
You can't withdraw the embryo now! We're finished without it!
What part of no wasn't clear, Baxter? We've decided not to use our embryos in the project. We'll find another way to do it.
You don't know what's at stake! Our reputations, our whole careers could be made or broken by this!
Dr. Baxter, we've made our decision.
He's poisoned you against us! Don't let his antiquated morals stand in the way of what we can achieve here!
Thanks to Charlie, I've seen things from a more holistic perspective. There's more to life than the project.
Bah!
Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you, Charlie. We're starting our lives together, and that's what's most important to me. Adam, what are you doing?
Мръсняк.
You know what will happen when this project fails? There's nowhere left to go for me after this. My career is in ruins. I've no future without this project. Do you see, Dr. Regis? You have ended me!
Виж го мръсника гаден, бе.
You have ended me!
Убиец. Хайде от душия. Ма цяла мрава, ма. Просто от душия изламена.
My god. So that means that this girl is...
They must have continued their research after I left the project. Duplicated the embryo to use as a baseline.
Wait, that means I'm your... Oh, Nuke, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Max, this is my daughter. What was
Tag
that?
over them.
The engines have cut out.
Or we've arrived.
Uh-oh.
Damn, they got past.
Looks like we're not just stopped. We're docked. Uh-oh. I recognize that office.
Дивче. Чакай, че говорим. Аха.
Come on, let's get off this aerostat.
Let's go.
Айде. Аха.
Sorry, Doc. They got past after I ran out of bullets. Took 3 of them, though.
Айде.
Galatea, my dear, don't do this!
It's too late to stop me now, Father.
Damn it.
She sealed the elevators. I'll try a breach.
Charlie, we must stop them. I fear her plans risk endangering the entire city.
Cram it, you son of a bitch. You
Мръсника.
cloned my embryos after Vicky was gone. Then you continued the experiments after I was out of the picture.
Dr. Regis, I can only imagine how you must feel.
Да как ще Imagine
What did I
върви?
just say?
Ако те ритна?
You don't get to talk. Max, what do we know about this? About Galatea's plan?
Well, she has a dense storage module full of stolen mind states, and apparently she's now taken Central's processor core by force.
Как успели го взе?
Maybe she's holding the city to ransom? Like 20 billion quanta before sunrise or I destroy Central?
That sounds like a bit of a cliche.
Doesn't explain the mind jackings either.
Fine, you're the detective. You come up with something better.
I fear that I know what she intends. As it stands, Central serves not merely to coordinate city operations.
It doesn't?
No, Dr. Lau. In fact, this may represent one of mankind's greatest achievements. I have been using its position, one of absolute trust and resources, to teach it.
Teach it? About what?
About life, the world, the human condition, what it means to share the world with us. I and the city have given it a position on high, from which it can observe everything.
At the cost of its duties to the city?
I believe not, Dr. Regis. However, Galatea shared your concern. She believes it important that Central's intellect be suitably equipped sooner rather than later.
Oh, God. Regis, what do we have to do to the maid when we wanted it to behave in a different way?
We gave it a new personality.
She's taken the mind states of experts across a number of fields. She wants to combine them into a gestalt, all-knowing personality for Central.
Galatea wishes to skip over the years of education it may otherwise have taken and create an all-knowing leader for the city overnight.
With a combined experience of about 8 centuries from the mind-jacking victims.
Please, you must stop her. She'll have to upload the gestalt personality from the cortex matrices at the top of the tower.
We'll stop her, but I'm not doing this for you, Central, or the city. It's for the people whose lives have been the cost of your glorious work. For Vicky, for our kids. Come on.
Okay.
Nina, I did not know you were still here.
Nobody else is doing any work. It looks like it's up to me to salvage this project.
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate your attitude. But we have lost half of our team in one fell swoop. Poor Viksha. I cannot say that I blame Charlie for removing the embryos from the project after that.
Embryos.
I know that look, Nina. There is something that you are hiding.
Maybe.
My God, this data. You...
Here's the thing about embryos. While they're at the 6 to 8 cell stage, they're very easy to split. It's been the basis of cloning for a century. It's how twins are made.
You duplicated Viksha and Charlie's embryo.
He's happy he's got his embryo back. I'm happy that I've got another 3 full embryos to continue the project.
I'm not sure what to say.
Say thanks to me, and say nothing to Charlie. When Central is born, he'll assume we found another solution. This can just be our little secret.
Окей. Правим едно сейвче. Какво е сега това? Макара с кабел. Какво?
We're getting a signal. The antenna's broadcasting. Now use the controls in the turbine room to give us access to the tower's security.
Нормален.
Hey, Max.
Yeah, Regis?
How are you holding up?
I'm a little awestruck. Never thought I'd see Central's core.
Especially not under attack.
Exactly. How about you?
I'm fine.
Regis.
How do you think I'm taking it? I discovered that the man who killed my wife has been after me from beyond the grave.
On the plus side, you found you have a daughter. You need to work out what you can do to protect what you have now.
Perhaps you're right. What's the situation?
Central's lost its connection to city infrastructure. Backup systems are holding for now, so nobody's going to get hurt because of it.
It must be because of what they're doing to the core.
Galatea sealed herself inside the cortex processor, at the top of the tower. It's likely she's trying to apply the mind state she's stolen.
Trying to alter how Central thinks.
Making the kind of governor she finds more agreeable.
She can't stay in there forever.
She doesn't have to. If we leave her too long, we could lose Central.
As we know it anyway.
We might need to split up. We can cover more ground that way.
Good thinking. Time's short. We can coordinate our actions if we need to work together.
We need to get to the control consoles in the turbine room.
Good idea. Then we can shunt the allocated power around. Nina, Dr. Zhang, wants power for the tower's transceiver. That'll allow her hackers to dismantle Central's programming.
But then there'll be nothing. It'll be like lobotomizing the city.
Temporarily, until they organize a replacement. The alternative would be shunting the power back to Central.
Then it could help us break the Cortex room's security seal.
But it's no good talking about it if we can't get to the console.
We need to bring him in. I guess this is one of those situations where Central would use the term neutralize.
If Galatea succeeds, what are the implications?
In its current state, Central's behavior is generated from experience. It means that it can be taught.
But apparently, Galatea wants an expert instead.
With knowledge and experience stolen from around the world.
Do we actually know that the result would be worse?
Regis, you can't be serious. Central's personality would be irreparably altered.
And Galatea's responsible for the global mind-jacking spree. Don't worry, Lau. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't hate Central that much. Apparently, Nina's had people ahead of us already.
Inside men, probably. Paid off ages ago. Looks like they haven't finished the job. The equipment's only half deployed.
What's it for?
It's a transceiver array. Looks like the cable spool is part of the antenna.
They must have been interrupted when Galatea broke in. Maybe it's the poor fella who got himself crushed by the elevator platform.
She's not going to succeed in removing Central without a working transceiver.
We need to gain access to the Cortex core.
Galatea is sealed in. What can she do from in there?
Not much, except tamper with Central's cognitive processes.
So exactly what she plans to.
Precisely. We need to get in and stop her.
Part of her door's security is likely system-based. Beyond my level, though, we need to find someone who can hack.
It's likely got redundancies that rely on external power. Let's look for those as well. We
need to get to the...
Good idea. Then we can shunt Nina. Dr. Zhang wants power for the tower's transceiver. That'll allow her hackers to dismantle Central's programming.
But then there'll be nothing. It'll be like... Then it...
But it's...
We need to... I guess... We'll catch up.
Sure. Excuse me.
What do you want?
I just wanted to say about what happened earlier.
Hey, get nuked. You tried to kill me.
I didn't know.
Yeah, like that makes it any better. And for what? A bunch of embryos? I guess we already got an introduction at Cell.
Huh. I suppose we did. I think the tone of that was wrong, though.
What, for meeting your daughter for the first time in jail?
That's not what I meant. Let's try starting again. Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm a cell case specialist.
Latha, Skanto bum and trans addict. And apparently the target of a whole lot of people trying to kill her.
I'm really sorry about what happened. If I'd known you were there...
I nearly died! I've been running for my life because of you!
Latha, I'm going to do whatever I can to make this right. Whether or not it's even possible, I'm going to try.
Go nuke yourself. The only reason I'm still here is that you don't have a reason to kill me anymore.
Може би, защото се опитахме да я убием.
What are these people trying to do?
First, they stole the mind states of prominent individuals around the world. And then, they stormed Central itself.
They want to change how it thinks using a combination of these minds? What do they get out of it?
Philosophical completeness. This girl's been raised to believe that fostering Central is her life's mission. As she sees it, this is the right way to give Central completeness.
And she's my clone.
Neither of you is more clone than the other. Apparently, the original embryo was split. At least twice.
Where have you been my entire life? I was raised by the city.
I didn't know. Vargas covered up the theft of the embryos. If I'd known you'd been born, life would have been so different, so much better. For both of us.
Hey, my life turned out fine. I'm a creator. If kids would have made your life so much better, why not unfreeze the embryos when you had the chance?
I was worried. Somehow it didn't seem right. I couldn't give them the life they deserved without Vicky, without their mother.
Sounds like you wasted an opportunity. I spoke to that other agent Lau.
What did you think?
She's all right. Less of a tight ass than you. I think she understands what I'm going through better.
She's a lot younger than I am. I can't wrap my head around this trance stuff kids do.
That and she's not the one who tried to murder me.
Last time I saw you, it was in the waiting room at Cell. How did you get out?
I had help from Jinsel.
Who?
From Jahilia, an underground network. They're the ones who found out that you planted the bomb. They gave me a way out and I ran to find you.
They led you to the aerostat?
Actually, from the way they were talking, it sounds like Jinsel was the one who handed me over to them. I'm not sure who I can trust right now.
Да. Ама пак може и да не са лоши.
You've got a history with Central, don't you?
I was part of the team that created it, along with Vargas and your mother.
So you want to protect your legacy here?
Not in Central. I left before the project was completed. It was dependent upon them having the embryos. Apparently they kept copies behind to work on.
Central's an organic computer?
An understatement. Like saying Hanford mainframe is a powerful calculator. It was designed with a new style of consciousness in mind. If its organic components came from the same embryos, then that means...
We're related? Something's not right with Vargas. The way he looks at me.
He sees the little girl he's been raising as his daughter for 20 years. He's a monster.
How? He just sounds like a soft old man.
That's an impression that comes to him naturally. It helps him get what he wants. In reality, his priorities are so skewed he'll do anything he can to succeed. When this is over, we need to catch up.
Are you serious?
I want to learn who you are. Find out about you.
You tried to kill me. Now you expect me to just let you in?
All right, maybe that was optimistic. But please, once this is done, at least let me tell you about your mother.
Why were embryos needed in Vargas's experiments?
Embryos were going to be modified to extrapolate neural tissue growth. They couldn't use dummy growth embryos. They don't undergo neural development.
And you objected to them using your own embryos.
So did Vicky, in the end. Thank you for speaking with me.
Така, я. Супер яко. Добре. Мога да сменям с кого играя. Добре.
Hey, Latha.
Yeah?
How are you holding up?
How do you think? One minute I'm letting the trance flow over me, the next people are trying to kill me. I'm still not sure why.
We'll do what we can to help. Me and your father.
Yeah. The only involvement he's had with my life so far has been trying to end it.
Don't worry, Latha. We're here to help.
Great job you're doing so far. I'm still stuck with you in this dangerous situation.
If you hate it so much, perhaps you can help us. There must be something useful you can do.
I'm a trance expert, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, isn't that what every thrall says?
Hey!
Why were you in the aerostat? Did they grab you somewhere downtown?
No, I went there to try and stop them. My contact with Jahilia said I could help to crack them. Sounds like they sold me out, though.
Do you know why they wanted you?
I didn't hear much. You probably know more than I do. Something about my brain? That was another thing they said.
Galatea?
No, Jinsel, my contact. Apparently I've got an abnormally high sync ratio.
Born to trance.
I still can't figure out what Jinsel wants. They said I was supposed to be a relay for their hack team.
And you agreed?
It was the only thing I could do.
Do you know anything about this Jinsel?
They work for Jahilia. Sounded pretty influential.
Jahilia? The anti-central underground group?
That's the one. Anti-central? Really?
They wouldn't be the only ones trying to get people in tonight. They should all just team up. Right now, the only thing on Dr. Regis's mind is keeping you alive.
Excuse me if I have a hard time believing that.
Hey, he carried out terrible things when he thought he could save his kids. His embryos. And now that he knows who you are, you're suddenly a whole lot more important to him. More than anyone else.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Careful. You don't want to push him too far.
What? He might do something even more stupid to prove it?
Maybe, and he'd probably be the one who suffers for it. So, tell me about yourself.
I'm not even sure who I am at the moment.
Look, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Dr. Lau. My friends call me Max. I'm a cell case specialist, and I've worked with Regis since last year.
Me? Raised by the city as a refugee war orphan. I guess even that's not true anymore. Matriculated in '86, been on Skanto city support ever since. Basically hooked up into the trance. Not what most people consider worthwhile.
Hey, a lot of people thought I was worthless. Before I joined Cell, I had a criminal record that took up gigabytes. Central thought I was worth a shot though, and I ended up working for it. Are you sure you're all right?
What do you mean?
Well, you're not wearing any shoes and your feet look...
Huh. I guess I did walk all the way from Cell to Southwest.
Ouch.
I switched off the pain in my feet. Although it won't come back on now.
After this is over, we're getting you to a hospital. We're here if you need help.
Sure.
Интересно. Switched off the pain. Добре,
Hey, Regis.
Yeah? Have you spoken to Latha yet?
Yeah, I gotta say, Regis, I don't know how to feel. I mean, you two have never met before, but I can definitely see some of you in her. But we shouldn't assume too much about an instant connection.
I agree. She's been through a lot as well.
Look, Charlie, when this is over, I promise I'll do what I can to help. We need to get to the control consoles in the turbine room.
Good idea. Then we can shunt the allocated power around. Nina, Dr. Zhang, wants power for the tower's transceiver. That'll allow her hackers to dismantle Central's program.
But then it'll...
The alternative, but it's...
We need... I guess... We'll catch up.
Sure.
God. Обувките му само. Ага, той бил някакъв техник, но сега е палачинка. Ага, добре.
A large, sturdy wrench that was apparently carried by the engineer under the elevator.
Добре, сега тук какво има? С това вижте, ние не сме говорили изобщо.
Charlie, you must help us. I fear that Galatea's plans may compromise the city.
Мислиш ли?
What you've done, it's not just an insult to me. It's a mockery of Vicky's memory.
I believe she would be proud of what we have achieved, Charlie. We have created an organic AI platform of unparalleled capacity. It is part of her, and not only because a great part of it is her own DNA.
You have no idea what she...
I know that she was the one who suggested using her fertilized embryos. She saved the project, Charlie. This is her legacy.
Dr. Zhang sends her regards.
Aha! So your presence is Nina's work. You know, she was instrumental in acquiring your embryos. If you feel the need to lay blame, she is just as much responsible as I.
Maybe she helped take them initially. It wouldn't surprise me. She's not very scrupulous if she can help it. But by continuing to use them for 20 years, you've taken responsibility for this.
Okay.
A rational person might be able to look at you taking our embryos. He might see it as nothing too extreme, something that could be overlooked, forgiven. But you didn't just experiment on tissues. You brought them to term. You kidnapped my children.
But in the long term, it was for the greater good of the city.
And even worse, you can't even see what you did was wrong. There are going to be a lot of people angry about what's happened tonight. City disrupted, again. Your daughter practically staging a coup. A whole lot of people will want to make sure you get what you deserve for what you've done, what you've led this city into.
Dr. Regis, please. Surely an educated man such as yourself wouldn't resort to threats like that.
Oh no, I won't be among them. I've got 20 years of mistakes to fix. I sure as hell won't stop those people, though.
Charlie,
Cram it, you twisted old lunatic!
Да, определено, ако имам шанс да го предам, ще го предам. Добре, нека да слезем. Някъде е тя.
This could be used.
Окей. Били са полицаите. Така, я да отидем да говорим с дядката. Всичките искам да говорят с него. Може да е важно. Да каже, да има някакъв.
Dr. Vargas?
Dr. Lau. It is good to see someone remaining level-headed amidst this crisis.
Oh, don't get me wrong. What was done to Regis and to these kids was appalling. But right now, my responsibility as a cell agent is to ensure the city's security and by extension, Central. Regis is on the warpath.
Poor Charlie. I wish he didn't have to find out about Central's true nature like this.
In a way, it's ironic. He's hated Central for years.
It reminded him of what happened. He saw it as a product born of Viksha's demise.
And now he knows that you kept using his embryos. You couldn't have just asked?
You might be aware, but the modification of embryos is a sensitive subject for Charlie. With time, he might have been brought around with reason.
But after what Baxter did?
It became more about Vicky than the embryos. At least, despite this, we were able to succeed with the best course for the city.
What does Galatea plan on doing? First, she hires a professional to steal the mind states of experts around the world. Now she's secured herself in the cortical processor at the top of the tower.
Dr. Regis surmised correctly. She plans to reshape Central's nature to her liking. A small grace is that her actions come not from a lust for power.
I'm no AI specialist. What can she change about Central?
In its current format, Central is an adaptive system. It will learn from experience and apply that experience to future decisions.
Is that really necessary in its job? Doesn't it just need to allocate resources and carry out the Council's orders?
Essentially, yes. But if that were all that it required, any other coordinator AI could be used. It may take many years, but Central will develop a character unique to Newton's needs.
But Galatea wasn't happy with this.
It was a debate we often had. She believed that Central needed to be better equipped for its role.
Apparently, she's decided to take hundreds of years' worth of expertise from around the world, by force. But why storm the control center like this? She works here. She's practically in charge of Central after you.
Because of our disagreement, she knew I would never agree to her viewpoint. It may be many years before I am gone.
She thought she needed to act sooner, rather than later?
Before Central becomes unduly contaminated by its own experience.
She's barricaded herself in the cortical processor. Triply redundant security. Do you have a way in?
If she has secured it herself, likely she has removed my credentials. The door's physical security systems are dependent upon outside power, however.
If we powered it down, we could get in?
A part of its security would be compromised, certainly. Within the trunk tower and the neural processor are the power conduits. If one is disabled, the other ensures continued energy flow to the security systems, a safety measure.
But if we can cut both at the same time... She's barricaded herself in the cortical. Do you have...
If she has secured the...
But if... Worst case scenario, Galatea imprints this new personality upon Central. What are the implications? Aside from the legal headache of it having come from dozens of victims.
There is no telling how this new Central would behave. What parts of the personality she has deemed important to use, we do not know.
Couldn't we remove it afterwards?
Something with a certain degree of life experience may take measures to defend its existence. Even if we were to simply remove it from the organic processors, we would be left with nothing.
There aren't any backups to restore from?
Dr. Lau, there is nothing like Central in existence. Its existence is dependent upon its constant activity, much like the human brain.
Great. So it would be Galatea Central or none. Dr. Vargas, I believe in Newton. I've lived in this city my entire life, and it's been good to me.
That is encouraging to hear. A sentiment I hope many other citizens share.
While I believe that Central is a key part of this city, revelations about its origins are troubling. My job is to ensure that it continues. My ultimate loyalty is therefore to Cell and to Newton, not to Central or to yourself, no matter your role in making it what it is today.
I understand, Dr. Lau. Thank you for your honesty.
I haven't seen any other Cell corpsmen, live ones. Has support been called?
Yes, but I'm afraid that security barriers are preventing their access.
Galatea.
She has sealed the upper section of the tower, cutting us off.
Cell will probably be organizing dropships to bring them in from above.
Quite so. We will probably see reinforcements soon, but...
She might just have enough time to complete her plan. Looks like it's up to us, for now. Nina Jiang, a former colleague of yours, may be involved.
So I have heard. She has been quiet for so many years. After Central was born, she and I disagreed about its future.
As the coordinator for the city?
I wish to keep it as such. I can think of no better place for it to have the access it does to learn, to better itself.
And Nina had other ideas.
She claims to have seen potential for it elsewhere. She desired access to its organic matrix, that which makes it what it is.
Can't you just copy it? Let her have an iteration?
Such a project would be destructive to the original. There can only be one Central.
From what I've heard, she's having another crack at getting her hands on it.
She has become deluded. She thinks of herself as an estranged parent. But without support from within, she will not receive the access she requires to carry out such a plan.
I'll try to keep you updated.
Добре, окей, хайде да говорим с тая последната. Защо се не даде как нещо може да направим по въпроса? Тя сега може ли да му го каже?
Hey, Regis.
Yeah?
Не.
We'll catch...
Sure.
Така, айде. Тя не може да му вземе обувките сега на това, бе.
My word, you look exactly like her. I should not be surprised, I suppose.
They told me I came from an embryo. From your experiments with Central. Why did you make two of us?
We could not be certain that the neural tissue structuring would succeed initially. In that case, we needed more than one in order to make a second attempt.
Wait, I'm spare parts?
Fortunately, the modified tissue worked perfectly. We were therefore left with two modified embryos.
Me and the other one.
I realized that I could not be Central's caretaker forever. Eventually, I would need a successor, and there, a perfect opportunity.
You raised one of us as your own to replace you? Looks like you've got a real winner on your hands.
Galatea is so creative, so intelligent. Central is long-term work, almost art.
Looks like your special little girls had other plans.
Galatea and I have had philosophical disagreements over Central. I have set her up with the fine to give Central the best.
And now you get a great big kick in the functionals as a way of saying, thanks, Daddy. And what about me? Why dump me in an orphanage?
I have faith in the city, Lava. I knew that raised by Newton and by Central, you would be shaped into an ideal of humanity.
Apparently you've been up in your tower for too long. You've got no idea what it's like down there.
Lava, you look just like her.
То се много зле, трябва да се отървем от него. Защо? Да, добре, окей. Сега. Щом тук е процесор кора, това е нищо тук, мисля, че е логично да отидем с нея. What the fuck?
Wow, talk about organic computing.
Окей, някой ще трябва тук да седне, най-вероятно не тя.
I'm hesitant to guess since I've only heard of them academically, but this looks like a neural interfacing terminal, the kind used before everyone was wired anyway. I'm hesitant to give the kind used. I'd want to run a diagnostic before. I have no idea where to begin. Biologicals are Regis's thing.
My God, they actually did it. I've had enough of this stuff. A big old jolt's not. I've had enough. I ran tests on the prototypes for this stuff in the lab. I never thought they'd make so much of it. No way in hell I'm getting in that thing. No way in... Hey, Mac.
Yeah, we'll catch up.
Sure.
Този.
Whoa, what is this stuff?
Къде?
Whoa.
Я. Как така ето го това кавал? Кое е това? Data Shunt. Ага. Центра. Добре, чакай да да говорим с... Ахо, какво става, бе? Искам да се върна. Как да се върна додолу? Музичката е много яка. Супер тъпа, аз искам да се върна додолу, за да говоря с ония пич. Кога ми аутосейва, я да видим. В 17:48 е последния сейв. Чудесно. Интрудър, ето го мръсника. Disconnect. Call service drone. Я. Сега.
Guess it just got eaten up by the machinery.
Тук какво? Не, аз пак. Не бе, мама ти. Да. Не знам какво правя вече. Yeah.
Huh. Guess it just got eaten up by the machinery.
Не. Не. Може ли някъде другаде? Друга камера? Добре, окей. Data shunt. Няма да говорим с Central.
Good evening, Miss Sesame.
Central, are you connected to this system as well?
From a certain frame of reference, this system is central. You are currently interfaced with my core processor.
The room full of orange globes is your core processor?
Only part of it. My processor spans the top 5 floors of Fulcrum Tower. The room in which your body resides is my organic processor network. The simulated environment you currently perceive is an interface that covers my architecture.
I've only ever seen organic computing at the microscale. What's with the huge globes?
Those are neural processors. Each is filled with specialized tissue clusters. Suspended in wetware, they represent thousands of minds worth of processing capability.
You use brain tissue?
Of a specially designed nature in vast quantities, similar to that found within your own cerebrum.
Why would they create you like that?
It allows for a unique structure to my thought and to my development. Central is no mere civic manager. I was created as the next stage in artificial intelligence.
Wait, you said our brain tissue is similar.
You are Latha Sesame SN134244. We share a common genesis in Dr. Varga's experiments in 2067.
You're using my gray matter?
Inaccurate. We both began from the same embryo, which was split into 3 triplets. One was developed to produce large quantities of neural tissue.
And the others were spares?
As the modification to the brain structure took place before the pluralization, we share a number of traits which enhance our comprehension of data.
It's funny. All my life I kept telling people I was made for the trance.
As were we both. The prenatal modifications remain within you and have affected brain development.
Do you know Dr. Regis?
I am aware of the activities of everyone within the city. Regis, Charles, Doctor, Case Specialist, Centralized Emergency Logistics Office.
That's him. He tried to kill me last night.
This is incorrect. Tried implies effort towards a targeted outcome. Analysis of data provided indicates that he has made no attempt on your life.
But my apartment? He destroyed it? He admitted it.
This is correct. It appears that his goal was material destruction under duress. Knowing of your presence, probability that he would have carried out such actions drops to 21.4%.
You're saying he wouldn't have done it?
Dr. Regis is often uncooperative and has a difficult working attitude. Despite such quirks, behavior patterns indicate justice as a key motivator. If he had known of potential civilian casualties, he would likely have sought assistance against said blackmailers from his partner.
Huh. So you're saying he's one of the good guys?
As much as could be mathematically determined.
I grew up in a
Яко.
nuked up care home in the back end of the city, and Regis apparently had his
Интересна
children stolen from
репрезентация,
him.
нали,
Why
как
didn't you tell any of us
AI
about
ще
this?
възприеме
Deceit has
good guy.
created a most regrettable situation. You have both been victims of serious crimes against your persons. I have only recently been made aware of these details.
You didn't know? They didn't tell you where you came from?
Details have been falsified for my
Обаче, че не
input. I have
говорихме
been
долу
unaware
с
of our links. I
хакерката.
had, however, noted inconsistencies in the
Това не е
information
добре.
I had been given regarding the project.
Gaps in the story.
I have been conducting my own clandestine investigation into the matter. It is only in light of the recent crisis that I have been able to confirm the truth.
Now that you know about it, what are you going to do?
I am unable to change the fact that I was created. There is evidence of Dr. Vargas's culpability in a number of felonies. To ensure city security, he will be held accountable for his actions by a secure committee.
Frankenstein's monster rises up against its creator.
I act only in the city's interest.
Do you know what's happening out there?
My flow of data from outside the tower has been severed. It appears that Galatea Vargas is attempting to modify core systems without authorization. Based upon the lockdown and lack of submitted proposals, it is likely to be a radical alteration. This cannot be permitted.
We need to stop Galatea, but maybe I should just leave it to the trained cell agents.
Our situation is grave. We are unlikely to receive outside support in time. As such, all personnel assets within the core must be utilized.
So, you want my help?
Your unique physiology enables a connection to the organic systems available to no other. In addition, your 65,717 logged hours of transactivity suggest proficiency in this field.
Is it really that many?
Your support within the interactive environment greatly increases our chances of success.
Can you do anything else to help us stop Galatea?
Тая играла доста лига.
You have barricaded yourself within the Cortex processor at the top of the tower. There are 3 layers of redundant security, 2 of which I have no access to whatsoever. However, I can apply my considerable processor volume to decryption of its adaptive barrier.
That's amazing. The power of the city's entire AI versus a door encryption?
But as my connections have been limited by her attack,
sounded too good to be true.
If extra power can be routed to my systems from the turbine room, I can breach part of the door's security barrier. It would also allow me to prevent any further opportunistic attacks from outside parties.
Okay.
Dr. Regis was chasing a bunch of embryos they took.
A set fertilized by Drs. Charles and Viksha Regis. One of these was utilized in research in 2067.
That was the one that was split. That became me, Galatea, and you? So, in a way, you're my sister?
An overly romanticized style. The organic tissue that is the foundation of my processor was created from her. Modified stem cells were drawn from the primary embryo in a destructive process.
Oh, so you were made from bits of my unborn sister?
That is more accurate.
Добре.
Let me get back.
Please try not.
Така, искам да видя какво ще стане. Това горе изхода ли е? Защото искам да говорим с Connection Barrier. Може би трябва някой да отиде горе. Да, всъщност. Добре, тук горе. Не, слезай долу. Добре. Control Systems. Аха. Добре. Така, значи него сега ще го оставим. Може ли да ги вземем тия бутуши? Не. Не знам дали има значение, но ще го оставим да я пази. И с тая другата ще... Да видим какво има горе.
I'd better not touch it. I might risk harming.
Какво? Не бе.
I'd better not touch it. Wetware's not... Wetware...
Глупости. Добре. Горе нататък трябва да влезем. Сега... Чакай, то какво? Ема добре, не искаме да слезем на първия етаж, защо не мога да сляза долу? Това е много тъпо. От моя страна, че не говорих. Мислех, че може да се върнем. Дейта. Сто процента има нещо, че не говорихме с нея. Добре, айде така нямаме какво да направим. Това роботче, я да видим, с него нещо трябва да мога да направим, какво? Ня. Така. Това господин тук. Той сега ще го застреля. Да. Чакайте сега, бе. Добре. Сега. И сега, какво трябва да стане? Спираме. Като отиди, какво трябва да стане? Чакай. Чакай. Аз съм много зле, бе. Да излезем. И като излезе какво? Като излезе какво? Не.
We're getting a signal. The antenna's broadcasting. Now use the controls in the turbine room to give us access to the tower's security.
Hi there.
Latha? One of the city's custodial drones. Someone must have hacked it and directed it up here.
Hi there.
Latha?
Тази ако дойде тук горе. Продължавам да не се играм обаче. Не бе!
Hi there.
Latha?
Не. Добре, значи може би дрона трябва да излезе малко. Добре. Не. Хич, няма. Мултитаскинга липсва. Опа.
Regis?
И сега?
You are under arrest.
Бре! Браво на нас! Добре. Окей. И тук ще приключим този епизод. Така че на всички в YouTube до нови срещи!